Ooh, Dark Alliance got a bad. Never mind. It's IGN. I don't trust anything they say.
Anyway, start the show, Alan, because we're
And
live.
yeah, welcome to 21. Hey, that's a good point because I actually downloaded that game. But hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 21 of the LPF show. I am one of your hosts, Alan, and I'm here with my two homies. We got Chris
Yo, what up?
and we got Yendi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 21.
All
We're
right.
legal now.
Yeah, we are. We're a legal show now. Amazing.
If you can, Alan,
Yeah,
also turn yourself up just a little bit.
turn
You're
it
just
up.
you're just
How
low.
about now? Am I low now? Still
A little
low?
bit more.
How about wait, hold on. I have to go into my settings, guys. I'm sorry. Check. How about now?
You good?
All right. So yeah, episode 21. We are today. Happy second Prime Day. I hope you guys. We're going to talk about that a little bit. What did you guys get for Amazon Prime while we're in this little space of talking about it?
What is not a damn thing, Steve? I miss Prime Day every year because I always get something like I always have everything I need, and then after Prime Day's over with, I'm like, oh wait. But I mean, I plan on getting a racing sim wheel, but that's not on Prime Day, so I wouldn't consider it a deal. But I did look at the mouses and stuff like that. I was looking at some Logitech mouses. I might be talking to Indy actually after the show about that because there might be something I want actually now that I think about it.
Andy, did you pick up anything, bro?
Yeah, I got two Fire Sticks, two 4K Fire Sticks to replace. Our TVs are still pretty dumb, so we haven't upgraded yet. So we got that, so we can use a remote. Then I got some new SD card, faster SD card for my camera, since I'm doing large files now. What else did I get? I told you guys what it was. I'm probably gonna get a Ring soon.
Okay.
Right, Ring doorbell.
Ah,
Yeah.
But it won't.
Yeah.
It won't ship for like 7 to 9 weeks.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of that stuff where it's like, but what did it tell you it would ship in full price? If you paid full price for it, it'll be like, hey, it'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
No, full price.
Oh, really?
Even
Yeah,
full price?
full price. And I tried the monthly, which was like 40 a month, and same thing. It's just I'm like, wow, we need that like now. I mean, we don't need it, but
Well, Bree was trying to order a bathing suit, right? And on Prime Day, I was like, hey, it'll be here in August. I'm like, summer's over. And then she's like, but I can pay full price. I can pay full price and get it in 3 days. And I was like, what?
I mean, those deals are pretty big, so I do get where they're coming from. I guess because they won't have enough inventory. Honestly, this year's Prime Day made me feel like an old man because I got excited about things I normally don't get excited about. And for my Prime Day, I got a new toothbrush because it was like 60% off, and it was one of those high, like you can connect it to your phone and it tells you how hard you're brushing. Yes, it was only $60. It might
What
still
is
be
it?
available. It's an Oral
brand?
B,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Yeah, it's
I have a Quip. That's what we use here.
It's quick,
yeah,
good.
it's an,
Oh my God, we're getting old. Holy shit.
that's what I'm telling you, bro. So like I literally got this is what I'm saying. Prime Day to this year literally showed my age because normally I'd be excited about, oh, what processor or what mouse and keyboard can I get? This year, literally like cosmetic, like old things. I got that toothbrush because it was a stick deal. It was like $199 to $60, which was amazing. And then I got like measuring cups and stuff like that, like totally old people stuff. So I was just like, man, I've really aged in this time of Prime Days. So I'm getting old, guys. That's what what Prime Day showed for me. So all right, let's get to what you guys are here for. What have you guys been playing, by the way? I know Chris has been playing a pretty popular game you want to talk about.
I have. Oh, I've been playing Ratchet and Clank, but on the
Okay.
side, I got my golf cleats on, and I'm trying to get a jacket. I've been playing PGA a lot. That game is actually really, really fun, man. I love it. Yeah, but I'm talking about the Masters.
I know that's why you said the jacket.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of fun, and I'm kind of glad because it's been filling in that void of like I've been waiting. Or I'm gonna get Mario Golf that comes out. It comes out this week. And whenever PGA was free for Steam for 3 days, but since I have the EA, what is it called? EA Access, EA Play.
Yeah.
I still have it, so I've been playing that, and then
Rory McIlroy or the PGA 2K21.
PGA 2K21. I know the Masters aren't really in it because I know people are gonna come after me for that.
Well,
but
no, I think in the 2K21, because I had 2K20,
Mhm.
and I know it didn't have like the real golf stuff, but I know 2K21 does. So
Yeah.
you're probably right. Yeah.
But,
But it's not an EA game, so that's
it's
weird
not.
that you still have it.
I didn't know that. Well, hey, I mean, I'm
you
probably
didn't
gonna
hear
get
that.
off and try to play it, and it's gonna be like, hey, we forgot about you. Sorry.
No, you're gonna be like, we found out. Oh, you didn't pay for it?
That's okay though, because Mario Golf's coming, and I'll be playing that
Yeah.
anyway. So, but yeah, a lot of Ratchet and Clank in that, and looking at getting like I said, race sim. So I'm gonna get into racing games and playing VR and stuff. So I've been jumping around on games.
How you been liking Ratchet and Clank?
I love that game. If you have a PS5, or when you finally get a PS5, that is a game that should be on your list for sure. I feel like they always use Ratchet and Clank as a big open, not always, but they try to use it as a big opener to show off. It's definitely a game that's showing off the PS5. It's just like, hey, this is what the PS5 can do, and I know later on when I get more PS5 games, it's gonna be like, okay, this starts to like not use the haptic feedback and all this other stuff. But one of the coolest things that I enjoy in that game is all the weapons have different firing modes depending on how hard you pull the trigger. So there's single fire where like if you tap it, you just tap it, you'll feel the bump. There's pressure there. So yeah, so it only lets you tap, and then there'll be one bullet, and then you click all the way, and you'll feel the trigger pull for like burst fire and everything like that. So it's really cool. Each weapon has a different thing, and it's really cool having I just recently got like a water rocket launcher kind of thing. And it's really cool to feel it charge and then finally click in and it shoot out. And like you feel it charge all the way, and then you can fully press in the trigger and it'll fire. So it's really, really cool. I enjoy that a lot.
Man, Xbox is like, that is the only next gen thing, the only innovation that I care about, and it's that controller. You know, it's like it's like a better version of the Joy-Con, right? And it seems like it's something that Xbox should have had, but they don't have anything that's next gen besides the specs, the hardware. But it's like, come on, you could have done something.
But then again, like you're thinking about it, like I said, not all games are gonna have that haptic feedback. Some people turn it off, and just like the Joy-Cons, one of the games was 1-2 Switch that came out when the Switch came out, and one of the games I remember was a marble counting game, and you just took the Joy-Con and you like twisted it back and forth, and you can feel the individual marbles like rolling. It felt like you had marbles inside your Joy-Con. You had to guess, but other than that, you don't feel that kind of sensitivity or anything like that anymore in the games. They're just like, hey, this is the power of the Switch, but we're not going to use, like, a lot of gaming companies are like, we're not going to use this component because that's going to be way too much time, and we need to get this game out.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of still seen as a gimmick, but still, it's a cool thing to have.
It is, yeah.
I agree 100%. Also, there's a rumor. It was an early rumor. I don't know if it's still a thing, but the company that actually made the PlayStation controllers is Immersion. Immersion is the name of the company, and they reportedly had a rumor where they were working a deal out with Microsoft, but I think they have to make the Sony controllers first with the haptics, and I think Microsoft is then going to get it later on. But that was like a super early rumor. I don't know if it's true.
Try for their next Pro controller or something.
But I will tell you this: I hope it is true, because as a Immersion stockholder, I would love that for you know what I'm saying. All right. Anyway, Andy, what you been playing?
Aside from the typical Warzone and we tried Valorant. We tried one game of Valorant. Like, hey, let's just jump right in. Let's just jump right in. Let's practice right in. Anyway, let's talk
about it. No. I was waiting for the day you guys came back and said you guys played.
It was not my fault. I still love Valorant, right? I was having a bad day. I was tired. I wanted to play games. Warzone wasn't working out for us. We played like maybe 1 or 2 games at Apex, and we were just like, no. I was just in that mood where I was just like, you're tired and you're just losing a lot, and you're just like, oh my god. So Yendi goes, let's play Valorant. I'm like, okay. Load up Valorant. Usually you warm up with deathmatch. You go into deathmatch, you play around, cool. I do. But he's like, no, let's jump straight into it. And then we get crapped on the whole game. I think I got maybe 1 or 2 kills. Every time I turned the corner, the other team pushed all the way into our spawn and got us every time. And then he's like, yeah, let's go back to Warzone. I was like, yeah, let's get into Valorant. It's like let's jump on in. I was so pissed.
It could have been.
I was
It could have
so
gone
mad.
either way. We could have been real good. Our team could have been stacked and perfect. But no, we got
Oh,
annihilated.
everybody
It
was bad.
It was
And
bad.
as soon as we jumped in the first match, we had that annoying kid that was like, "Follow me over here," like And as soon as he spoke, I knew. I'm like, this was a big mistake.
Yeah.
But we will go
yeah,
back to it. We'll end up going back to it, and we'll probably get addicted again, and then be decent-ish again. But right now is just not the time.
Yeah, agreed.
Ugh.
And then besides that, I got back into Battlefield 3, and oh my god, it was so much fun. I spent I don't know how many hours just playing it, just the classic rush maps, and I had a blast. I love that game so much. That, and then we also played Portal 2 for a bit.
A lot of fun.
It was fun. It was fun, but we didn't want to think. I don't think.
Yeah.
During that time, I thought we were mentally just were wanting to shoot people in games. So that, and what else? What else?
So you're finding lobbies in Battlefield 3, right? Because we tried to play
I
Battlefield 4.
always find lobbies.
Okay, I'll
Always,
download it
yeah.
again.
I don't know if my server settings are messed up or something. I'm very picky about the ping, because if the ping is anything above like 110 or more, then your movement feels way off, and I cannot have that in Battlefield. I played a little bit of Humankind, closed beta, but it's an RTS, which I'm not into, so I'm probably just gonna uninstall that. And yeah, other than that, that's it. Just
What about you, Alan? I know you've been playing something, but
yeah, I've been playing some games actually. I've been playing some games. I beat Biomutant finally. I trained myself. I said an hour a day, and I'll beat this game in 10 days because it's like a 10-hour game. So I started playing it. I mean, I had been playing it. I finally got to the end. I realized it was the end. I had a couple of issues with that game. I can see where the issues lie the later on, the deeper you get into the game, especially when you're playing the main story, kind of like the way that I was. It's very tedious. So, like, for instance, I'm not going to spoil it or anything like this, but basically, you have a mission to kill like these 4 things in the world. And then basically you have to do like a little prep work before you go kill them, right? And my issue with that is instead of them giving you like everything you have to do before you go kill that thing, they make you go do the thing, you come back, you talk, and then they send you out again. And in that game, you don't get to flash travel until you go to a certain location, just like most games. So you literally have to travel all the way back and forth until you get all the fast travel things. So it's not like a deal breaker, but it's very tedious.
I heard a lot of the I guess areas you go into were mirrored, like is a lot of the same buildings and stuff like that.
It looks great. Like the world itself looks beautiful. It is very like kind of carbon copied, where it's like there's a hut here, and then there's a hut there, and there's like a little city here, and then it's like what I mean. And also, I wasn't the biggest fan of the whole narrator thing. Like, I don't mind subtitles, as you guys know, because I'm a huge anime fan. But like, I felt like it was just tedious to have the announcer reading what I'm reading also at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, and I get the story because he's supposed to be like this person who's, I'm not gonna say what he does, but he's, this person that's supposed to be narrating it to you. And it kind of just, for me, after like hour 5, I was like, all right, dude, like I don't want to hear your voice anymore. Like, I'm done. But I did enjoy it. I think this is a good stepping stone for the THQ, and I think they can build this game into something.
Well, they were small too.
Really
they're
fun.
They're a small group.
Yeah, they were a small company. I think it's going to do well enough for them to make a part 2. But also, I mean, and even though I love Darksiders 1, I kind of felt like Darksiders 1 had a lot of these similarities.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Darksiders 2 came out, it was like phenomenal. So maybe this will be the same thing with Biomutant. Maybe they'll get into that, and I hope so, because I would like to get into that world just in a completely different way, I think, personally. And I started up Sunset Overdrive again because I realized I never beat it, and I recommend everyone to go play that game. Like, that game, I literally was telling Chris before the show that I thought about that game this morning, and I haven't done that for a game in a while. Like, I played it about 3 hours last night, and then the first thing on my mind was, I need to finish like Sunset Overdrive, and it was like the complete opposite of me playing Biomutant, where I'm like rushing to play Sunset Overdrive. So it's made by Insomniac, so it feels very much like a Ratchet and Clank game, but it also has that like Jet Set Radio feel because it's like very stylistic, and it's like you're always moving and shooting, and it's a blast if you just want to like run around, kill some and then the game itself is so funny and it's like humorous and it's a wonderful game. And I wish they'd make a part 2. So we'll see though, because I know it's a weird deal with Microsoft Studios and Insomniac because it's like the only Insomniac game that was made for Microsoft. So, but fantastic. It's on Game Pass. If you don't have it, go play it. I recommend it. I think the main story is only 10 hours.
Nice.
Alright.
Also, because I'm so curious, I don't know why. This is gonna be a random thought. Yendi, what you sipping on?
What you said?
Oh, Dos Equis.
Dos Equis.
Nice.
I just wanted to drink it in the mug.
The
that
way you
he
drank
made.
it, like you took a sip and everything, and I was like, he ain't drinking water, Playboy. What you drinking?
I have my dad mug and then my dad coaster.
Oh,
Oh, happy Father's Day, by the way, to all the dads out
Thanks.
there.
Thanks.
To Yendi. Sunday was Father's Day, so.
Hey, speaking of Father's Day,
Oh,
do you guys know that Charles is having another baby?
yes.
What?
And he did an amazing announcement.
Yeah,
Because
again,
he did like
yeah.
a Christmas in June thing.
what?
Because
Is it on his Facebook?
It is. So shout out to Charles. Congratulations,
Yeah,
bro.
he'll be
And
on the
happy
show
Father's
soon
Day to
enough.
you.
But that's
Yeah.
awesome.
We do need him on the show so
Yeah.
you guys can have a Mass Effect conversation. So,
Yes.
but yeah, let's do a little housekeeping. There's not that much. We got our last YouTube video was Chris and I talking about Loki episodes 1 and 2. We are going to continue that tradition and do another one on Thursday. The episode comes out tonight at 3 a.m. or tomorrow, whatever you want to say. And then if you guys want to be a guest on the show, reach us out on all the platforms that we have. Yendi's messing with the Google Docs, and it's kind of got my eyes going like this. But yeah, so contact us, here, Gmail, Twitter, all that good stuff. If you guys are not following us, please go follow us. Share our content if you like it, so everyone else can see it.
Also, let us know what you want to see, man. We got the video game
guys
challenge
have
series. We got a
suggestions?
lot of stuff going on. Everybody, all three of us are busy in the summer. If you guys didn't know, we're all kind of now part of the entertainment. It's weird to say. We're all kind of part of the entertainment industry, but everybody has gigs. We all have different side projects we're doing on. So helps us out finding out what you guys want to see, so we can just target and get that thing done for you guys, So, and if you guys want to be in the content, I would totally love to do a gaming challenge video and challenge the viewers to show you guys I'm the best. Oh, putting it out there. But anyway.
Wow. Chris has really chose violence this morning, y'all.
Right.
So yeah. All right, we're gonna get into put up your dukes. All right, we're gonna get into some of the news and not too much. Get into things that we wanted to talk about. So Overwatch has finally decided that they are going to go crossplay, and it is available today. So we have, and they're doing all the consoles and PC. So you got PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. If you're playing on the Switch, please stop.
I was about to say, if you are playing on the Switch, don't do it.
Okay. So now we get the toxicity of that game spread to 4 consoles, and now the console and PC war can continue because people are going to be upset.
I'm happy that I'm probably gonna download it again because I'll probably actually find lobbies.
Yeah,
So,
that's true too. I
that'll be
actually
nice.
have it on my Xbox, so that was one of the reasons why I never actually played it on PC was because I had it on a deal.
And you had all the
on my
progress on your.
Xbox. And I already have, and the good thing is, but like I had all the progress on my Xbox, but it's not like Apex where it's free. So like you have to buy it again if you want to play it on PC. And I was like, I'm not gonna like move my progress and then have to repay the game. So it just wasn't for me. But I mean, I might get back into it if you guys want to. I mean,
That was
I'll
one of
try
my
to use the
first.
controller.
That was actually, I think, that was my first PC purchase, and it felt, as soon as I played it on PC, I was like, whoa, this feels way better. Because I didn't like it whenever I played it on console, I was like, okay, this game's kind of cool, but I didn't enjoy it a lot. But as soon as I played on PC, I was like, yeah, man, this is it. I love this a lot. So I'm excited for it. But also, Blizzard, we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing, why you're late to the game. You got to test it out because we got to make sure that, you know, your Overwatch 2, if it ever happens, God knows when, keep showing me characters, sure, tell me it's coming and not give me a date, but it's coming. All right, but, you know, the crossplay or whatever, you're going to do it for Overwatch 2, and I know you're testing that out. Smart. We appreciate it. We like it. Make sure it works on day one, whenever that is. And yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
He's got a lot to say on that.
Yeah,
one,
because they keep showing like, I think the other day I almost like Twitter ranted to them because they showed like they just randomly came up and they're like, hey, Sova has this new outfit in Overwatch 2. I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, when does the game come out? What do you mean?
Sova?
Huh?
You said Sova?
Sova? Whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean. I know I probably picked a Valorant name, but yeah.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. Yeah, I don't think Yendi's played
I've
Overwatch.
never played Overwatch, period.
Yeah, I said Sova, and that's a Valorant character, I think. So I'm getting my character. But, you know, you get what I'm saying. They showed somebody, and they just showed, like, hey, this person has a new jacket. And I was like, wow, fantastic. And they keep doing it. Every single week, they're just like, this character looks like this. And I'm like, did you ask? Did you ask that?
Well, I mean, it goes back to the point that we made, like, I think it was a week or two ago. Like, I just think that game is nowhere near ready. And, like, I think they wanted it to be ready, but with the whole, like, shifting of management and stuff like that, they kind of are like, you know what? Let's not let's not rush this. And let's just give them little morsels. But, Yendi, I know you didn't play any Overwatch. What do you think about this being crossplay now, even though it's, a couple years late?
Oh, I'm all for crossplay. You know, even if it is late in the game, that has to be something that every game, if you're multiplayer, you know, if you have a multiplayer, it should be a standard thing nowadays. You know, and that's part of the reason why Call of Duty has done so well this generation.
Well,
because of crossplay.
I think what the issue is also, right, with a game like Overwatch, I think it's going to be great. But with Call of Duty, what they did is like, yeah, it's crossplay, but as soon as you input a controller or something, they do, like, it's great that it's crossplay, that I can play, like, if I was on PlayStation, I can play with Yendi on PC, right? Those are for those players. But if you are just playing on PS4, you will never see, you'll never see a PC player. You're going to stick with controllers. Or if I plug in a controller to my PC and I'm not playing with Yendi, I'm going to play with other controller users. So they kind of keep it.
Good thing, though.
It is a good thing, but it's just kind of weird when it comes to that space. I don't know.
For me personally, I like that because, like, I will always, like, I mean, I don't feel like this is even a debate, but, like, movement wise, you're always going to be able to move better on your keyboard and mouse. And I feel like the top like a top end player who plays on keyboard and mouse is going to be way better than a top end controller player. So imagine, like, the bottom half of all of those, and, like, I always feel like the movement itself on keyboard and mouse is always going to be like a gap. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a nice way to bridge that gap, even though with auto assist and aim assist and stuff like that for controllers. I just feel like it's always going. I feel like they're preparing for that, so you don't get completely wrecked by, like, one of these top streamers who are playing on, you know, keyboard and mouse, and you're on your controller and you're just getting, like, sabotaged. Like, you know what I mean? I think they use that also for, like, an enjoyment factor. I don't know, but I feel like that's one of the reasons why they do that. You know?
Yeah, crossplay is good.
Yeah.
I'll probably play the second Overwatch whenever that comes out.
You will play the? Do you still have to buy the first one?
I think you still have. It's still not free to play yet. You still have to purchase the first one.
How much is the first one now? Do you think?
Sometimes it's on sale for like $20. A lot of the
should
times.
Be way cheaper than $20. Still expensive.
I mean, at this point, especially now that they have this crossplay going on, I think it should be free to play because, again, there's also so much in the looting system in that game where you can make a ton of like the money you've made from the game itself, like sales, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think they're going to make any like drastic numbers. Maybe, especially now that it's crossplay, I feel like you're going to make this initial wave, and then if Overwatch 2 is not planned for the next year and a half, like just go ahead and make it, make it free to play so everyone can get in. And if they want to buy cosmetic stuff, they go and buy cosmetic stuff. Like I think that's what they should do. But
it's also important to note that while there is crossplay, there's not cross progression. They said that's a potential add-on in the future.
And that's a big issue. We can talk about that. I do have a major issue with games that are crossplay and are not cross progression, because I started playing Apex on Xbox and I was like I think I might have hit level 100 on my Xbox account, but all of my season 1 through 3 stuff, I think that I've played, are all on Xbox, and you can't get any of that stuff back. So like when I switched to PC and had to make a brand new account, I can't get any of my old costumes, which I can't get period anymore. So like if you're gonna make your game crossplay, please. I personally rather you have cross progression than cross play, but that's just me personally. I love crossplay and I think it's necessary in every game, but don't give me the crossplay unless you got cross progression.
I think Call of Duty is the only one.
At least the older games.
Yeah, Call of Duty is the only game I've played that has done that so far.
Yeah.
I know Hades was trying to implement it, and I don't know if they did
Hades
it yet.
Does it.
They do it now. They have it now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
which is good because I have it on Switch and I want to
PC.
put it on my PC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
But
felt
you do
like
have
that
to
with
buy the game again.
Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight was one of those games that I put. I think I have on every system. I had Shovel Knight, but you always started over.
That's how I am with Castle Crashers. I have like Castle Crashers on everything, every single thing. So it's raining, guys. So if thunder takes me out, just know that that's what it was. So yeah, going on to our next story. So EA came out with something saying that they might get there's going to be a recognizable title that is coming back. And now most of the people are rumoring Dead Space. So this is from Tech Radar, and it says new Dead Space game is reportedly re-imaging of the original, which they have no one knows what game it is yet. They're assuming that it. So my question for you guys, because the article really doesn't matter here, but are you guys excited? Well, if it is Dead Space, what would you guys want? Would you want a brand new game from Dead Space, or would you want them to remaster the older Dead Spaces and then come out with another one later on?
I would personally like a remaster of the 3 and then a new game. I mean, I wasn't upset with how 3 ended. I don't think it needs another game. If anything, I could see them trying to take the route that Mass Effect did with Andromeda and just make another universe and actually hopefully do it well. But I would rather do that. Because Dead Space I loved a lot, and I hate horror games. I absolutely hate horror games. And this was one of the big horror games that I muscled my way through to play. Like the first one was the scariest. The second and third one didn't scare me at all. But whenever, the first one implemented something deep inside my brain that whenever you, that first they're called necromancers, right, or something like that.
Something like that.
It was something along those lines. But I remember walking in. It's like the first 5 minutes of the game. You're walking in, you think it's dead, and it literally gets up and it's like, "Nyeh!" And I'm like, what the fuck? So, I always shoot the bodies whenever they're on the ground. If I'm playing any zombie or horror game, I shoot that body first. I make sure, like, oh yeah, he's dead, he's good, we're good. But that game was fantastic.
Dead Space did for me that like threw me off because I love horror, and it's always, hey, shoot these things in the head. And Dead Space was the only game where it was like you shot him in the head and you're like, wait a second, this thing is still moving, and then you're like, oh no. So like you're trying to figure out because your brain's telling you it's the head, and then it's like, nope, you got to take out the limbs, and it's like, what? Like I didn't know that's what you had to do. So like I died a couple of times trying to shoot the head.
In space horror, to me, like I said, I hate horror games, but space horror is cool. I think it's really cool whenever you go to whenever you get like the
was really
distress
nice, too.
calls and it's just like the ship's taking over and you have to go find out what took over the ship. I mean, I guess you get that feeling from Halo. Whenever like, you meet the flood and stuff, you're just like, what happened here? And you meet the flood and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. So I like that kind of feel of space horror and finding. I wish there's more. I hope there's more in the future that just keep coming that way. And now that I think about it, like I'm wondering if Infinite will have any horror element to it when it comes out, Halo Infinite. But anyway, that's another talk.
Yandy, what about you? Dead Space? Have you played it?
Never played any Dead Space. I'm also somebody who's not very fond of horror games because I'm a little bitch. So
I think personally you would like the first one. If I bought you the first one, would you play it?
He doesn't
Probably
need to
not.
buy it because
No.
it is on EA Play, which is
boom,
also
there it
with
is.
your Game Pass. So all three
Awesome.
games are available if you have Game Pass.
I've only ever heard good things about Dead Space, but anything horror related doesn't really capture my attention. Aside from Inside, which was a surprise to me. So I'm not against trying a game, but it can't be like overly like jump scare.
It's not. This one's not overly jump scare. It's just like the beginning, the first 10 minutes of that game. It's like setting the tone so you know what to look for. It's like teaching you the game, teaching you your enemy, and then you go from there. And then the rest of it is the story, and the story's so good, man. I kind of hope you play. I wish you would play the first. I think you should play the first 10 minutes because now even with the graphics and stuff like that, it shouldn't be like I said. For me, it wasn't terrifying like Resident Evil Biohazard. Like I booted that game up and I could only play 10 minutes, and that one was like I felt uncomfortable the whole time. This one was just like you're more anxious. Like you're trying to get to the next part. It's kind of like a Last of Us feel. Like. Last of Us is supposed to be a horror game, but you're trying to follow the story, and you're like, okay, shoot these things, get out of my way. What's in the next part of the story, please? And that's what this game is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I definitely say, since it's free to play, if anybody out there hasn't played this game and you don't like horror games, still, just play during the day, open the blinds, whatever. Play the first 10 minutes, and if you can't get through the first 10 minutes, then whatever. But this is another game also that I would try to find a YouTuber and just go through the parts and just watch the game. The game is really good.
The game does have an incredible story. All three of them were pretty amazing to follow that journey. I do agree. I mean, I think a remaster would be necessary, even though we've already discussed we're not the biggest fans of. Well, I'm not like the biggest fans, but this game I feel like came out in a time where current players probably have not played it, and to go back on those graphics would be a tough one. And I feel like playing that now would, especially because that game came out when the horror genre wasn't as big as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine the younger audience now playing a game like that, they would love that game. Love the intensity. It's a great game to stream actually, but the first one came out, I can't even remember because it was an Xbox 360 if I remember correctly. It was a while ago.
Yeah, because I played it on the. Was it Xbox 360? No, because I played it on the PS3.
No, I'm saying that's what I mean. That generation.
Oh yeah. I played on PS3. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it is that generation. So that's almost 9 years ago. So I feel like getting a remaster at least of the first two would be nice because 3 did come out on the following generation. So I do think that game should get a remaster and a new one because I definitely think that's a world, like I said, now, especially with the horror genre being what it is now, would definitely be a great asset for EA. But the second part of my question was, if that is not the title, if Dead Space is not the title that is the recognized title from EA, what title would you guys want to see EA that is a recognized title come back? Yendi, do you have one that you think that for EA that you would like to see come back?
Reimagine EA?
Not reimagine. Let's say if it's not Dead Space, if this one's not Dead Space, if it was any EA title that
what would you rather see?
Think they should go back to? What do you think it should be if it was their recognized title?
The thing is that my taste has changed so much. I think SSX Tricky was an EA game. I love that game, and I was not into snowboarding whatsoever.
That's
but it was
my
just
No one
something else.
was.
That's my
Fun.
choice. Being able to do the worm on the freaking snowboard. Oh.
I got it. Burnout.
Oh,
Burnout
I want that
3.
one. Yes.
Burnout.
Yes.
I want the one where you have to crash and make the most damage.
Oh my
that was
god.
Such a
that
fun
was
game,
actually
that
was actually one of the only race that and Jack X Racing were the racing games that I played the most because you can destroy like instead of being like I got to stay in first place, it's like cool, this guy keeps annoying me and getting first place, so I'm just going to take him out and take first place. Like it's mine.
Yeah.
And that boost feature in that game, my god, dude, it was so satisfying to get that bar all the way across and then you're just hauling ass down the road. And if anybody was in your way, you just boom, 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 taking everybody out. You just keep going. Oh, that game was so good.
I don't like that the newer games got away from the crashing part. I think
Paradise,
like
Paradise,
Burnout Paradise.
I did not like. Yeah, I Burnout 3 was the best one, and after all the ones that came after that, it was just like okay, they're trying to follow like Need for Speed, I guess, or something like that. But Burnout was just like. I think it's because people wanted an open world driving game, and Burnout 3 was like you're picking the track, like it's level by level, and you're kind of going through it. So I would not mind going back to something like that. That'd be pretty dope.
Heck yeah, but it definitely has to have that crash element. That was what made that game so much fun, especially when you see all that traffic piling up. Oh my god, that was just pure fun.
And it would be in slow motion when you took out your friend and it's like boom, and then you'd see it fly over your car, and then it would like come back in and you're like it just keep going. Oh, so good. I might have to look for that game.
I mean, the destruction element now for next gen also would make that game like look even better. Like the crashes would look so much better. I don't know. That's one market. I don't get why Burnout or EA did that because like I felt like they were the only ones in that market of like these games where you have these nice cars, but you can crash into people, like build stuff in. And I know one of my favorite racing games actually did this too, but they did it in a completely unique way. And that's Split Second, where you actually.
That's what I was about to ask about. Yeah,
that's one of my like. I played that game religiously. It's actually a Disney game, surprisingly. But yeah, it's a Disney like it's.
That's the one that you were like driving through, and then every once in a while you see a button, and you would be like, "Press Y," and then something would happen.
Press Y, and then because you were doing a reality TV show, essentially of racing. But like the way you change, but the terrain switches on that were so cool. Like when you got your meter up and then bridge, and it literally just changed the whole course itself. But I feel like that was the only game that was another game that was just in its market because it really wasn't telling you to crash into people with your car. It was telling you to crash the environment to make these scenes look better. But Burnout had that like ability where it was like, I'm a racing game, but I want you to crash into people and it doesn't affect the way that you drive. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like they were the only people who had that market for a long time. And then Paradise came out and it was like, why are we going to Need for Speed? Like, we have Need for Speed already. Like, we don't want another Need for Speed, especially around that time because Need for Speed and Midnight Club were out. So like, those were pretty much dub edition.
And Need for Speed was also EA.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense. So I never understood when they were coming out. Why'd you do that? Like, I don't get it.
I know that the developers who created Burnout made their own studio and then did a game similar to Burnout, but I don't think it did that well commercially or consumer wise. So,
but Burnout was, I can confidently say in myself, that was probably the best racing game. I was the best at that game. Like that's the only racing game that I'm like, this is, because I remember playing with my friends. I used to like, if I couldn't get ahead, like if my friend was way ahead of me, I'd hit the brakes until I saw the computers come up and just gain all that boot, like boom, gain all the boost and then take right back up to get to them. Oh, it was so good. There's so many different metas you could do here. And my favorite part also, like I said, when you're playing, the game was the best when you were playing with friends like any other game. But when a friend, like you could tell when they're going to hit you because as soon as they go out, and when you hit the brake and they hit the wall and you take off, that was my favorite. I remember just giggling, just like, like trying to get past.
Such a good game.
Oh
Really good
man.
game.
Pure fun.
Yeah.
Pure fun.
So, Chris, are you switching your pick now?
God,
'Cause we
yeah,
talked about
Burnout,
a pick
man,
beforehand.
Burnout. I'm smiling so hard, my face hurts.
Yeah.
I might have to like look on Steam or something and just play it, even though it probably doesn't play well. But I'll play it. I wouldn't mind SSX. Wait, who put who's Knights of the Old Republic? Who did that?
That's BioWare.
That is BioWare. Okay. I'm thinking, all right, because I
Yeah,
was
no,
like,
no.
there was a remaster rumored,
Yeah.
so I'm wondering if this is like their ticket of like, hey,
No,
but
yeah.
no,
They don't like. They just said recognize IP, so clearly something we know.
man,
I
wouldn't mind
personally-
SSX also though. Yeah.
SSX, and here's what I would say. Mine would be NBA Street because
Oh, that's a good one.
again, but with NBA Street coming back, hopefully this would just bring back EA Big because I thought that's another thing. EA had a market too, and they just completely kind of shit on it after all those games came out. I think NBA Street would be perfect for EA because of their struggles making a basketball game because NBA 2K has taken over that market and everyone is just playing NBA 2K. And I can guarantee if they came out with some form of NBA Street, it's good enough to where you would get the hardcore people who used to play that game to come back, and you would get casuals because it was a fun interpretation of basketball. It was arcadish, it was NBA Jam like, and people love that kind of style of basketball. So I think if you came out with that game, especially with the way they've been struggling with making a basketball title, and then just bring back EA Big because we just named 3 EA Big games that were part of that company that they completely just, not to mention NFL Street was a lot of fun. The only Street that I
loved
didn't
NFL.
like,
NFL
yeah.
Blitz was the one that I
NFL
loved.
Blitz was great too, but
Yes.
you know what I mean? But like those style games were something that they had, and I feel like they kind of just went, never mind, we don't need this, we don't need these anymore. And I mean, EA Big also, if I'm not mistaken, made Def Jam, if I'm not mistaken. But Def Jam Vendetta and those games were EA Big also. So I think they just need to bring EA Big back, and I think there would be a lot of good stuff to come back out of that. So I think any of the 3 titles we just said, if it's one of those, I'd freak out like 100%.
So here are some other EA franchises that could make a good game. A good comeback would be, let's see, Crisis. I never played that, but
Crisis.
I heard it was good.
All 3 of them are in the Game Pass.
They got Medal of Honor. I liked one of the Medal of Honors. It was a modern one, and I really liked it. But it came out during this time when I think some Call of Duty game came out, and you know what that does to other games that release.
Well, that wouldn't be because they made one. It's not too old, but there's one for VR.
Airborne, right?
No, I'm talking about the last one I played was called Medal of Honor Warfighter, which was a modern take on it. It was good.
Yeah, but I'm saying like for
because
the sake of like, oh, it's a familiar thing. I feel like that was already they put it on VR, but I don't know, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't count VR.
Okay,
Not
that's
yet.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge was another one.
Listen, if you make if you make me another Mirror's Edge game, I will drive. I know the Orlando site of EA is EA Sports. I know that. But I will go in, I will buy everybody donuts, and I will personally, like, you know, hey Philip, you're doing a good job. Here's a donut. Hey, you're doing a great job. Thank you.
You heard it first, EA. If anyone listening,
I'm gonna kiss him on the forehead and be like, get back to work. Here you go.
And in the Orlando area.
And then I'm gonna stand in the middle. I'm like, hey, while I'm here, y'all got a job? You need work?
You heard it here first. What else is on that list, Yendi?
I mean, Operation Flashpoint, that was okay. I think if they redid that, that'd be a good game. And then Ultima Fighting. Yeah. That was pretty popular.
They made a fighting game?
Yeah, Ultimate Fighting Championship.
What? I gotta look at this.
I think I remember.
System Shock. I know a lot of people like that game, but I've never played it either.
Never played that either.
But yeah. And of course, can't forget Plants vs. Zombies.
Listen,
I feel like that's still. I heard that last.
Never played it.
I didn't play many phone games, but that one was one of the phone games.
They had a 360 one that was like, yeah.
like an actual shooter, like an
That was one of
FPS.
the games that kicked off mobile gaming that
Yeah,
really
game
brought it to the
really,
stratosphere.
Yeah.
yeah,
For sure.
and that was like
Yeah,
one of the few
about it.
games I actually played because it was really good. So yeah, next story we're gonna talk about is Japan's is Xbox's fastest growing market. Now,
What is this? What kind of
now,
dimension are we in right now?
which is and I'm gonna read this article real quick. This is by Daniel Robinson and Matt Purslow. It says Japan is currently the fastest growing market for Xbox, with a strong uptake in the country for Xbox Series X and S consoles and a growing collection of independent developers creating for Xbox's console. Talking to IGN Japan, Xbox's head of Asia region, Jeremy Hilton, said Japan is our fastest growing market worldwide. We've seen phenomenal growth within the last 12 months in Japan, he continued. And the new people coming into the ecosystem that people are signing up for Game Pass, shocker, that's that people are buying accessories or games on PC. So we're seeing really phenomenal growth out of Japan to be the top of the list.
Here comes the band.
So, huh? So this is a interesting take, and it also says later on goes to say that actually the most popular console being bought in Japan is the Series S, not the more powerful X, which I find very interesting because this was Chris and I were kind of briefly talking about this before the show started, and I was saying that it really feels like Xbox has gotten back to the 360 generation where they're just being like for the gamers, and Xbox's last highest selling console was the 360. So like I'm going to ask you guys, do you feel like like with this reported for the last 12 months of it growing so quickly in another market, especially Japan, home of Sony, like is it obviously it's a good thing for Xbox, but what do you think this pursues for them in the future now that more people are making the games in Japan and stuff like that? Andy?
It's always a plus. It's weird because I don't think Xbox has ever done well in Japan. It's just people just don't never cared for it. Mostly because they're all probably Sony fans, which fine. But
Yeah.
I
Or
mean,
Nintendo.
yeah, this is Xbox paying dividends, right? They've done so many things for people, and now people are accepting them, and they're seeing all the awesome things that they could have when it comes for to Game Pass or just the console itself being next generation, being powerful. It's just great for them. I'm glad that it's doing well in Japan, and hopefully we can see more Japanese studios do original games for the Xbox, exclusive games for the Xbox. As much as I don't care for exclusives, I think Xbox needs to give Sony a nice punch in the face, like shut up, we can do it too, But
Yeah.
with their track record, they haven't had a lot of very good exclusive games. So if that were to happen, they need to come out swinging
They've never
big and
had
hard.
studios like this
Yeah.
either, so there's that.
Yeah, so great for them. I'm so happy that they're being acknowledged
Yeah.
everywhere. So yeah, for sure.
Chris, how about you?
I think it's I mean, the S is kind of it is a Game Pass machine, and it is I mean, it's great for next gen. I am definitely looking at getting one now, even though I said like, oh, I have a computer and everything like that. Yeah. I think it's more affordable, right? You have Game Pass where you can play all these older games. Like I know Sony is getting into the ballpark of like backwards. They still can't figure that out. I'm glad you could play PS4 games now,
They're just
but
not upfront about it.
it's just
And I
not.
think
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, so I feel like there's more and more that Xbox is letting you go back even further and further back into their gaming library, and it's just already available. And it's and from my friends that lived in Japan, and stuff like that, it's just a busy time. They're busy. They're busy. Everybody works hard, and then on the weekends, it's time to relax, right? So you work the week. They work way harder than we do over there. And I can only imagine that on the weekend, like just having that little bit of nostalgia of like, oh, I can just play this old game and just feel good. It's just Xbox has it easy for them. They made it easier, and Xbox is for the gamers right now. Even though I have a PS5, I like PlayStation a lot. I like the stories. Xbox is there for the gamers, and that like it just goes to show the industry, like that's how you win. Stop trying to go for the cash grab all the time, because it doesn't work out. Your company goes under, you lose people hate you for it. Just make games, man. Just make your video games, and we're gonna love it either way. It's gonna be fun. Even if we're playing games 20 years ago, we're still playing video games. All right, and Xbox just made it easier for everybody to do that, and I can see why they like it. I'm happy that they're succeeding, and it's just it should be a giant step for Microsoft to show like, hey, what we're doing is right, and they shouldn't change their ways. They see it now. Everybody sees it. This happening to them is just showing them like, hey, we took the right path of, you know what, maybe we should just make games and just play video games. Let's make it right, instead of going like, we have to beat out Sony, we have to get this cash grab, we have to get the next exclusive and all this other stuff. They show that slow and steady wins the race, and they're very liked for it. So if Sony can get on that bus, you know. From the looks of it, it's not even ever since the what was the most recent with Borderlands not being able to go cross-platform with their systems. Like, come on.
Yeah. So I mean, just to add on to what both of you guys said, but yeah, this is great for Xbox. I mean, this is everything Xbox ever wanted. Was they have always wanted to get a market fan, and I think they finally found the best way to do it, because they made and that's what I said about the Series X. It might not be the strongest console. It might not be be able to compete with the other two, but the one thing about it is the accessibility, and the fact that it's $299 and you're able to get into next gen stuff, especially with the fact that Xbox has been launching these what do they call the upgrades for all these games. Like they have over, I think, like 100 that are now like optimized for these consoles. So like, you can play all these games at 100 or 60 frames per second. Like a lot of the titles that they have on Game Pass, and it's just within the what you're paying for. So I think they finally found their way. I think the Xbox One is turning out to be, even though it was terrible at the time, being the best thing to happen to Xbox, because now they're like, we can't take that approach, and we need to market towards gamers. And I feel like that's exactly what they've been doing.
And I'm glad they didn't beat that's the thing. They didn't beat a dead horse. They didn't say like, oh, we just released it at the wrong time, this is gonna work. They literally dropped it and said, go back to the drawing board right now. Like, forget this. Like, this is in the past. This was a mistake. Mistakes happen. New thing. Let's get to work. And they went for it. Another thing that Microsoft is gonna boost up overseas is if they put that Game Pass on the Switch.
I know we were gonna get there somehow. Some way we tend to find a way to get back on this bet that we don't even know if either one of us right.
It's starting to feel it's starting to pull away from me, but the more I think about it, man, it'd be so good. It's so perfect.
No, it is. It would be, and we've talked about that to an extent. It would be perfect, but there is agreements with Yendi's argument. Like, I can fully see them not doing it, and why would they do it? But I can totally see it the other way.
I mean, Nintendo's doing a good job. Just with their biggest thing that they've done is making Mario Party, even though it's the old ones and stuff like that, in a pack. And they said, like, that as soon as they said online, everybody was just like, excuse me? But this is where you're going to mess up. I swear to God, if I try to stream Mario Party and a DMCA comes in from Nintendo saying, hey, you can't stream this, I'm losing my shit.
Now tell us how you really feel.
I'm still salty about Twitch. I mean, everybody's still salty about the E3 conference, but oh man, I'm gonna lose it. Oh
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think, like I said, this is big for Xbox, and I agree with everything you said about Nintendo.
Yeah.
Let people play Mario Party. It's just free advertisement. Like, come on. Like, people are playing your game. They're talking about it. Just let people stream it. Why is there a big deal? I'm not going to get too deep into it, but
yeah. Go to the next topic, because Andy's shaking his head and he wants something to say. Yeah. So don't give him anything to say. Shut up.
Oh no. We already know. We already know how Yendi.
Shut up, man. You're gonna get Mario Party. You're gonna play with us, and we're gonna have an LPF stream. Shut your mouth. Eat your broccoli.
I mean, you have to have that online, because great like Mario Party style game, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we were just talking about it, so we're gonna talk about one last thing here, and that is Bethesda kind of apologizing for Starfield being
What?
exclusive, but not really, because I actually love what they said, and it's gonna harp on what Yendi said anyway. But anyway, this is from IGN, and it says Bethesda apologizes for Starfield's Xbox exclusivity can be frustrating for PlayStation owners. Sorry, all I can say is I apologize. But this is by Matt Kim. So I'm going to read it because he kind of apologizes and then kind of says, that's not my problem. Kind of. So after months of will they, won't they speculation, Microsoft and Bethesda have confirmed that upcoming RPG Starfield will be an Xbox Series and PC exclusive. And although this may be frustrating for PlayStation owners, Bethesda's longtime marketing boss Pete Hines says he understands that this is disappointing and apologizes. If you're a big fan of the stuff we make and a game that we're making is no longer, I totally understand. If you are unhappy or pissed, I get it. Those are real feelings and frustration. I said in an interview with GameSpot. He says, I don't know how to allay the fears and concerns of PlayStation 5 fans other than to say, well, I'm a PlayStation 5 player as well, Hines added. And I've played games on that console, and there's games I'm going to continue to play. But if you want to play Starfield, PC and Xbox. And then he goes on to say, sorry, all I can say, he says, sorry, all I can really say is I apologize because I am certain that's frustrations to folks, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Now, there then goes a tweet that this guy reads and he goes pretty much agreeing with it being exclusive, but this is what Pete Hines then goes to say. He says, this is from Digital Swords, whatever his name is. It goes 100% agreed with Snow Bunny 46. Xbox games got locked out of previous multi-platform franchise like Street Fighter, Spider-Man, Final Fantasy due to exclusive deals. Not one developer apologized for it. Pete Hines should not have to apologize for it either. Pete Hines then goes, I am not apologizing for exclusivity. I don't have to do anything. Some of our fans are upset and angry, and I'm sorry they are. This isn't wrong or weird. It's acknowledging how they feel. That's it. That's my whole point. Which I love that he did that because, listen, you knew this was going to happen because PlayStation got to reap into their reward. And yes, you came out with PlayStation Studios. Yes, you did all the things to build your exclusive thing. But this was the situation that Sony fans were in, and they got to do to Xbox all the time. And like I said, I am not a fanboy of either. I love them. But at the end of the day, you can't be mad of Xbox making a game exclusive when you have exclusive games. It makes no sense at all to me. Like, yes, I get it. You make more money, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. But you cannot be upset that Xbox, who went and bought the company so that they can make this exclusive, now have exclusive games. It makes like I don't get how you could be upset about that. Like also, I understand you want to play the game, but I'm sorry, if you want to play the game, get an Xbox. Just like Xbox players, if they wanted to play a PlayStation game, they had to buy a PlayStation. So you just got used to it, and now that it's happening to you, you're upset.
I mean, also with P. What I get the feeling from P. Hines is like, yeah, our fans are upset. Sorry, but
you also didn't pay us $7.5 billion.
Not just that. It's just like, you're not like, in my head, if I was in his shoes, my thought process is, so we lose a couple of fans. That's okay. Let them bitch. All right. Because either way, they're going to buy it. Complain all you want. You're going to buy it because you want to know. Either you get a PC, which a lot of people should be going that route right now, or you get an Xbox. Like, but at the same time, in this day and age, I don't think you should get a PlayStation and an Xbox. It should be a PlayStation and a PC, or just saying. Yeah. But I mean, even though I'm still looking at maybe if it's in the budget, I might get the Xbox S and just put it in the living room for the entertainment system. But yeah, man, they're gonna buy it. Let these fans complain. and I think it's a great thing because people have been complaining about Xbox not having exclusive games and stuff like that. And it's funny because it's these kids that are like, they poke fun. They're the ones who were poking fun. Oh my God, we got God of War. What do you got? You got nothing.
Yeah,
What's
you got
up?
nothing.
Yeah, stuff like that. So now that they have it, they're just like, what? That's not fair. That's not fair. And then like look at the list, look at Sony's list compared to Xbox's, and they're still bitching about it. Get over it, man. Business is business. All right. Congrats, Bethesda. Do your business, make your game, and people are gonna play it. If they're really big fans and they really want to play your game, they're gonna find a way to play your game, and that's what's gonna happen. And then Black Magic also put, sheesh, I'm super late to the show. Did Yenny complain about Nintendo yet? We stopped them. We put the we put the block. We put the block.
Yeah, they got me under control.
Yeah, what do you think?
I am not one for exclusivity, but I am so happy that this is happening to these. Yes. What I've learned are called now PlayStation fanboys are called ponies.
Really?
I've learned through Twitter after reading so many threads. They call the PlayStation fanboys ponies.
What are Xbox fanboys?
I don't know.
Not
but
ponies.
I am glad because of what you like. Just what Chris said. Like, oh, we got God of War, and what do you got? Oh, nothing. No, well, now fuck you because now we have Starfield and you don't, and you can't be a little bitch about it because that's not how this works. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So yeah, you want to play the game, buy the Xbox, buy a PC. Stop being a little dumbass and just get with the times, grow up.
Or just message Sony and say allow Game Pass on the PlayStation.
Yeah, that would never happen.
Which is what Phil Spencer said. Because notice, Phil Spencer said they're exclusive to Game Pass. He never said they were exclusive to Xbox. He said they're exclusive to Game Pass.
That would be one of the biggest L's PlayStation could take.
I know,
like just in like the respect.
It does throw
Xbox come in.
It does. You
say it. What?
Yeah,
say it.
What? Say it.
Hi, Daddy. That's right. That's right.
But I don't like exclusivity, but I'm glad because I love seeing the wrath coming out of these little PlayStation ponies, and it makes me feel so good.
It's just like the console wars are dead, man. Just stop. Stop. Everybody wants to play video. I just want to play video games. That's why I buy these systems. If it's exclusive, whatever, man. I'll buy the system, sure, because I like the game. I'm gonna play the game.
My whole thing, like I said, behind it is like, again, I've had all of their consoles since they've launched. Like I haven't missed one, right? I'm just saying I find it really odd that now that Xbox has finally fixed one of their biggest problems, which we can all agree was one of their biggest issues, was they did not have exclusive. They found a way, whether you agree with the method or not, they found a way to release all of these exclusives. And now you're upset because it's one of the studios that you loved, and that's your problem. Like Sony, if Microsoft was able to buy, Bethesda, so was Sony. That means they were on the market to be sold. You just didn't have the money. What you can't blame Microsoft for making the games exclusive when they just spent $7.5 billion. And if you're crying about Starfield, I got a secret for you. That's all of the Bethesda games are going to be like this. So Elder Scrolls, you're not getting that either. So prepare yourself now. I'm just saying.
I feel like for
they're not getting Elder Scrolls.
No. Outer Worlds, I feel like it's going to hurt. Whenever they announce the exclusivity for it, I'm like, okay, this one hurts a little bit, but I'm going to get it on PC either way. So
yeah, but that's the thing though. Like you have the means of getting it.
I want to do a bet. I want to do a bet for the Elder Scrolls. I think Elder Scrolls will be a timed exclusive.
Oh,
I go with that.
I don't think.
I go with that. I also think I think that and Outer Worlds will be timed.
And we haven't really heard what kind of exclusivity Starfield will be. Is it strictly?
No. They said
just the entire generation.
Xbox
or
PC.
Was it timed?
It didn't say they have said nothing about. They literally have been very starch about it being a Microsoft. Have confirmed that upcoming Starfield is a Xbox and PC exclusive. Normally they would say timed exclusives, but I mean, like I said, and with the fact that Sony has been pretty because Final Fantasy VII Remake was supposed to be a timed exclusive, and it's not. Like it was supposed like the release for that has already passed, and like no one else can release that game yet. So
It's not on
I
Xbox.
think no, it's not. It's
Oh,
not.
yes.
No, it's not. It's only on PlayStation now. So I mean, again, I don't know. So I feel like again, and I've said this once and I said it again. I feel like you don't spend that money in order to put it on other people's console. And if you have the money for it, which Microsoft clearly does, they're not like really caring if Sony fans go and get it. They're clearly putting the way they're moving is Game Pass, and if you want these games on it, you have to, whether that hurts you or makes you butt hurt, whatever the case may be, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And I feel like, and I hope Microsoft continues with that because we're not getting any, like Sony's not going to give, God of War to what you call it, to Microsoft. So I mean, and I can't wait. Even though you lied to us, you said it was coming out this year, and it's not. So I'm already upset. You already started off on the bad foot, Sony. Just saying.
I'm on the Google Docs page for our show, and I noticed the scroll wheel was a little smaller. And I was like, "Oh, did they add more stuff?" And I scrolled and I saw what Yendi put.
What are you talking about?
Was it Yendi or was he? Did you not see it?
I'm not even gonna look at the full picture because before I even get to the end, I know what it is. I knew it. Like I knew it.
Look at it. Gotcha, suckers.
I scrolled, and I was like, and that's why I was like, oh my god.
Everyone who saw this on a video format. So yeah, but I think that's it for today's show, guys. It's a little bit on. It wasn't that big of a news week, but I think we did what we normally do. We had a good time about all the stuff we talk about normally. Again, if you guys haven't followed yet, please do that. If you guys haven't gone and liked our YouTube pages, also please go do that. Go like as many of the videos as you can. Leave a comment. That helps with the algorithm. All that stuff helps. Even if I know a lot of the times we watch these videos and we just close our phone, even if we liked it. But just let us know so that way we can get into other views, get like those sidebars and stuff like so we want to keep pumping out. We enjoy doing it. That's what we like to do. So you guys have anything else you want to add to
that? Be sure to join us on Thursday. Well, it's not live. But on Thursday for our Loki talk. If you haven't seen episodes 1 and 2, go watch them. Go watch our first episode. Let us know what you think. We want to watch it with you guys, so let us know what you think about the next episode. Be sure to look out for that video. Also, would like to say we are at 69 subscribers on YouTube, and we thank you for that. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you got anything?
I still want to get together with these guys to do some kind of video, all in the same room. Now that we're all vaccinated and we can do stuff. So maybe keep an eye out for that. That should be a fun video. I have a lot of fun ideas that we could do. And my birthday is coming up next month. So if it doesn't happen before June is over, we'll do it before July's over for sure.
Liddy! Actually, we should get the racing wheels, Yendi, and I can bring it to your house and we can race next to each other.
And you would get wrecked.
Well, I mean, you'll be next to me, so I have reach.
That just makes it road rash and no longer whatever game you guys
Burnout in real life.
But yeah, we would love to do that and then probably shoot like the show live itself, like in the same room. I think that'd be awesome. We're definitely gonna plan that out for you guys for sure. I mean, Yendi's birthday's coming up, my birthday's coming up, so
we
have
yours is August, right? August.
Yep. So definitely, we do want to have that in the works, especially.
And for these guys' birthday, guys, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe page. We're gonna need 2 walkers, and we would really appreciate it for the LPF team.
We'll bring Chris a bib.
That's perfect. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So, yeah, guys. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 21. We will be back next week, same time. So please come catch us next week. But until then, Fire Team out.
See you guys.
See ya.